Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Dudon. Welcome to Trending Vegas, where we're talking about the major trending stories you're seeing on your social media channels. I'm joined by a big portion of our city's social media team today, including Jennifer Davies, Shane Savannah Preety, and Jace Radke.
Ahoy.
I'm so glad all three of you guys are here for this December edition of Trending Vegas.
Yeah, Jace is a pirate with it.
We're stoked.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have a lot of fun things to talk about. Our first topic is getting a lot of attention. Instagram is testing out whether or not to get rid of the like features on their platform. Here are some of the posts that we're seeing. Instagram posts, starting today, we're expanding our test of private like counts globally. If you're in the test, you'll no longer see the total number of likes and views on photos and videos posted to feed unless they're your own. Then there's this one. While the feedback from early testing in Australia, Brazil, Canada, Ireland, Italy, Japan, and New Zealand has been positive, this is a fundamental change to Instagram, and so we're continuing our test to learn more from our global community. This was hilarious to me. It's a gif of Katy Perry. IG influencers realizing that they need to find a real job now that Instagram doesn't show likes. And then from this user, also, I think Instagram hiding the amount of likes on your photos is the healthiest thing ever for a lot of people. It never mattered before how many likes you got because it's not real life, but now it really doesn't matter even more. Go outside and live your life. So I'm torn on this topic because I do think personally you should be able to opt in or opt out if you want this feature. What are you guys hearing from Instagram? Let me start with you, Jen. What are you hearing? What are they doing exactly?
Well, I think that they're under pressure to deal with a lot of online bullying and the way that, younger generations are living their life online and really just, literally sometimes dying for that selfie where they're falling off a cliff.
Right.
Because they want the likes. And so I think they're under a lot of pressure to do that. Facebook owns Instagram, which a lot of people forget. They're making a big move from vanity likes, which we consider, likes, to more creating conversation, which is about commenting. So they don't want people to just like stuff. They want you to have meaningful interaction. And so I think that that's kind of in line with what we're seeing on Facebook too.
Shane?
So first we'll clarify what they're doing. They're hiding likes from your followers. So you'll still have like information about your post. You'll know how many people are liking it. It's just not on display. Instagram has taken some heat for being one of the most toxic platforms, especially for teenagers. So this is one small step that they're trying to take, but it is a double-edged sword because a like is a feedback information, so it's analytics. So it's, for us in our business, we need to know what is resonating with an audience, and so you're taking that feature away. At the same time, it can become a feedback loop for creators. Maybe they want to post something else, but they know what's going to get the likes, so they start doing only one type of content. So, there's two ways to look at it. It could be freeing. It could help in terms of mental health, at least a little bit, but also it takes a tool away from influencers and creators.
Right, and I think that is what I fear, not fear because I'm not an influencer really online, but...
Oh, you are.
Oh, no. But, I do have friends that are influencers and they are really concerned about this because they get paid based on how many likes they get.
Yep.
So that won't be readily disposable. Even though they'll have those insights, it will be up to them to share that with those companies instead of the companies seeing it for themselves and reaching out to them. Am I right?
Yep. And Instagram right now doesn't have great analytics compared to some other social platforms. So there is a rumor that, more cynical rumor that Facebook is doing this to create a new tier where you can pay more and get better analytics.
Of course.
So
Jace, what are your thoughts? What are you seeing on social?
I think the companies will figure it out. They know who the influencers are, and they'll still get paid. I think at the end of the day, I did see one influencer, Cardi B, said she's for it. She has concerns about the commenting culture, she called it, and that rings true.
A big Cardi B fan.
I am a big Cardi B fan. But that rings true to me. Like, we do have a culture where everyone needs to comment, and it just seems to be almost a disease.
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah, and then of course.
But the comments aren't the one that's coming under scrutiny, right?
Right, but a like is in a way a comment in my mind. You're liking it, right? And then renowned mental health expert Kim Kardashian, I saw, said that she feels like it's going to be beneficial for mental health as well.
So let's move on to the next topic, and that is the new property being built in town. Resorts World announced they will be pushing back the opening of the resort, but also added a list of amenities. Here is one of the posts. Resorts World Las Vegas set to open in mid-2021. $4.3 billion Resorts World Las Vegas backtracking Asian theme for broader appeal. And then there's this one with a little bit more of the amenities. The $4.3 billion, 110,000 square foot luxury resort casino will include 3,500 guest rooms, a 5,000 capacity theater, an infinity pool with views of the Strip, and numerous other entertainment options. And then there's this post. New amenities have pushed back the opening of Resorts World Las Vegas to 2021. The new amenities include much of the same. I did think this was interesting. It includes a 75,000 square foot nightlife, day life concept, a 50-foot video globe, additional luxury suites, and a sky casino. So let's start with what we think about the pushback and the new amenities. I think it's great. I'm excited for Resorts World. Here's my concern. Do we really need another theater here in town? I'm not so sure that we do. And after hearing about Chaos closing, is a day club nightclub, is that smart? Are they setting themselves up for disaster? Because the culture in Las Vegas right now, people aren't doing
smaller,
it.
more intimate. That's the way it's going.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that really surprised me too. And I think it would be really stressful to be one of the designers of those hotels, because you'd be watching the way, they're under development for years. And then you're watching the way that culture is changing in Las Vegas. It has to be stressful. It does seem like, based on some of those amenities, that they are basing their whole model on an older time in Las Vegas. So it'll be interesting to see. They're still going to be the first new property to open in a long time, other than Circa, that will be opening next year as well. And I guess we'll just have to see if there's enough business for everybody to compete.
Right, and I did think it was interesting that they're pushing or pulling back on the Asian theme. And that could be because of Lucky Dragon. Lucky Dragon did horribly. Shane?
Yeah, I mean, this is a Malaysian-owned company. So they, back in 2013, they started this whole idea of a Forbidden City type theme, Asian theme. So, I mean, it's interesting how they've been able to change their track because this project has taken so long. But I found that interesting too, that they're kind of scaling back the Asian theme. I mean, I kind of miss the days when Vegas, each hotel had its own theme.
That was really unique.
fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, I think we need to get back to that. I think millennials would really, really go for that. But I'm also excited. I didn't see anybody mention in those amenities the 100,000 square foot LED tower. It's going to be one of the biggest building LED screens in the world, along with the Fremont Street canopy that just got redone. We've got some of the biggest displays in the world, and that's really something to see.
Jason?
I think, it's all about competition in Las Vegas. So they're doing some things that other people have done. But this new venue, the 5,000 seat venue, that'll be competition for the Pearl at the Palms and for the park, So let's see who does it best. That's kind of what Las Vegas is all about. And if I ask you guys, what was the last new built ground up hotel casino to open here? Do you guys know? Cosmopolitan,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long
2010.
time.
Wow.
So we've got this happening. We've got Circa, like Jen mentioned, in 2020, end of the year. And then this is 2021, 2022, the Drew at the Fontainebleau site. So it's almost like we're going to get a little mini renaissance here of new properties. And that's really, if you think about Las Vegas, over the years, we've gone in these cycles. It's kind of like, to paraphrase Walt Disney at Disneyland, Disneyland's never complete. Las Vegas is never complete.
And let's
either.
talk about what this is going to bring to the north end of the Strip, which is huge. I mean, we've put a lot of money into revitalizing Main Street. We have our new great Welcome to the City of Las Vegas sign down there.
Right.
So I think there's a great rebirth happening there in the next few years, and I think that's going to be amazing for us.
But it's got to be risky when you're a casino hotel owner not to know the shifting markets all the
Especially
time.
that nightclub.
Absolutely. I'm nervous for the nightclub, not going to lie.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how
I'll
that
be
goes.
there.
Oh,
I'm a
I'm
big
so
nightclub
sure.
Okay, Jace.
I'm so sure you'll be there.
When Cardi B's there, he's going to be there.
Okay, guys, well, next it is happening. Elon Musk's company has started digging to build underground tunnels for their shuttle at the convention center. Here's a look. Elon Musk's Boring Company begins tunnel construction for Las Vegas Convention Center. It's called a people mover is what they're calling it. Why are people skeptical? What they're doing isn't revolutionary. They're just tunneling cheaper and faster than others have been able to do in the past. Paired with Tesla ride vehicles, it has the potential to revolutionize public transportation. This is just one small step. This user says agree. The main issue seems to be caliche and the water table or something, or the fact that other projects haven't come to fruition. It's just a tunnel with cars in it. What are y'all's thoughts? Jace, let me start with you. Cool. We're looking forward to it. Not
Well-
really
What do they have
impressed.
in your day to move people?
Covered wagons. You know, our tourism industry and convention business generates $60 billion a year here in Nevada. We host a quarter of the country's 250 largest trade shows here. So this is part of the overall expansion of the convention center. So they need to be able to move people quickly back and forth between the various convention spaces. So there was discussion at the Las Vegas Convention Visitors Authority board on this. Some of the board members, including the mayor, had questioned this project versus using technology that's been used other places, such as a monorail type system. So, which is good. It's good to have some skepticism and ferret things out. The board eventually went with this project. So at this point, you know, it's a new technology. Las Vegas usually embraces new things, so it could work. Could be a really good thing.
Truly, I think it's hard for people to understand if they have not been to a show down there, and even just in driving by, as many of us do, to see the construction over there with the new place. They said that this is going to take what would be a 45-minute walk from end to end, and then you're going to get there in 2 minutes. I mean, that's amazing. And they definitely needed something, because I think it's just hard to explain the sheer hugeness of this project.
Right.
And they needed some way to do it. And so I think it's cool that we're giving them a chance. Like we said, Vegas is always bringing up the next new thing. So we'll see if this is expanded to other places.
Shane?
I mean, anybody that's been to LA or Paris or any place that has a subway, this is not a new idea. You build a tunnel, you put cars in it, and you move people. So this is not amazing new technology. You're just riding in a Tesla instead of a rail car. But I think it's an interesting small concept to move somebody from one end of the convention center to another in a couple minutes. But I think expanding beyond that, they're probably going to run into the same problems that they've run into in all the other cities. Once you get into easements, once you get into environmental impact, right now they're on a confined space that's controlled by the LVCVA. Once you start going into private businesses and things like that, once you get into environmental stuff with where the water lines run, the gas lines, it's a whole another issue. And so that's the problem they're running into in other states where they're trying to get these projects off the ground. This is great for the small space that it's in, but these dreams of having it connect to the airport, that's going to be a hard lift.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm always very proud of Southern Nevada because they do embrace being innovative and trying change, and I think it's a good thing. So we'll see. Do we know when this first People Mover is supposed to be done and ready for completion?
It is going to be January 2021 for the CES show.
Okay, so a lot of things happening in 2021. Okay, guys, before we go, we have to talk about UNLV. UNLV football wins the big game against UNR, but it was overshadowed by what happened after the game. Here is a look.
Because you want to run in front of their bench. This is ridiculous.
Jay should be doing commentary on
It's
this.
the fastest the UNLV guys ever run right there.
Huge fight breaks out in the end zone as UNLV beats UNR in OT 33-30. Here's another angle of this video. So this user is basically saying that appears Nevada's Austin Arnold threw the first punch, a punch from behind on UNLV's quarterback. They're saying that there may have been words to spark it, but still, someone threw the first punch. So here's some commentary from people. All right, Jace, I'm going to start with you. You are a UNR person.
Well, I did graduate from University of Nevada at Reno, but I am from Las Vegas.
Okay, so what did you think about this fight?
I
Jay
mean,
explains himself.
I feel like it's par for the course. When I was going to school in Reno back when the covered wagon days, we had a fight up there. One of the kids pulled off their helmet and threw it at the coach on the other team. Like,
Whoa.
This is a rivalry, Ohio State and Michigan, there's big rivalries. This isn't that level because our players aren't as good. But for Nevada, this is a big rivalry, and it's really, as a guy that lives in the South, it's really bigger in the North, okay? Mm-hmm. People that live in Reno really care. I'm not saying that. They really care about this rivalry. And down here, not as much. And I think that's because Reno's team has historically been better than UNLV's football team. Mm-hmm. So, you're going to get it. It's a rivalry game. This is going to happen. The kid shouldn't have thrown the punch. I don't know what was said, but it's football. It happens.
Yeah, what are you guys seeing on social? Anything? I mean, I don't really, personally, I'm kind of like you said, I'm not that bothered by it because it's sports and emotions, and we all wish everyone could be a little bit more classy with that, but sometimes you can't be.
I was actually surprised. We got a cute photo of the council together with their Go Rebels Go picture. Uh-huh. And I was surprised at all the UNR fans that chimed in on it, even
Well,
here in Southern Nevada.
That's
So
before the game.
It said beat Reno, and that's a hot button because their sports programs are called the University of Nevada. Their education programs are University of Nevada, Reno. So,
Oh my goodness.
down south, people have an issue because
wait,
it's like
what?
you're
We
all
were
of
being
Nevada.
controversial? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so good job by our
Our
team
photo
to drum up
started it
some
all.
stuff. Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
take credit for it, not really.
I mean, Georgia Tech, they had the fight too. And then I was watching my own bowl game, Alabama-Auburn, because I grew up in Alabama. So, I mean, these rivalries are generational, especially in states that don't have pro sports. You've got nothing else, so you gotta root for your
You
team
got
and dig
nothing
in.
else.
You got nothing.
All those teams
Alabama,
also have
there's
better
All right,
players
guys,
than
I'm-
us.
I'm
Just
I'm going to
saying.
wrap it
All
up
right,
with
on
that
that
comment. Okay, guys. Well, it's time to do some holiday shopping, and criminals, they are watching you. When we come back, some tips on how to protect yourself and those purchases. We'll be right back.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Welcome back, everyone. The hustle and bustle of the season can easily distract us, and criminals, well, they're waiting for that perfect opportunity to strike, especially when it comes to holiday shopping. Metro Lieutenant William Matchko joins us with some really important tips to protect yourself, protect the ones you love, protect your home. So many things we have to keep our eye on this holiday season. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So talk to us a little bit about, let's start with shopping, because everyone's out and about, you're carrying multiple bags. What are some tips? We always hear park under a light. What else can we go on?
When you go out shopping, a lot of it has to do with pre-planning your trip. The most important thing is always have situational awareness, which at the police department we keep trying to preach situational awareness. And what does situational awareness mean? Don't bury your head in your phone.
Like
I mean,
this.
that is the most important. If it's not for so many people that walk around with their head in their phone, they get hit by cars. They're targeted by thieves and all kinds of other things. But when you plan your trip and you start out your day, it's always good there's safety in numbers. Going out with a friend, going out with another adult that can make sure you stay on the right track, that can watch out for what's going on around you. A lot of times we have bags, we have kids, we have our phones going off, and there's a million different things going on with that hustle and bustle of the holiday season.
Yeah.
And having someone to help you, maybe strap the kids in, make sure that they're safe, having somebody to just keep you on track on what you're doing and be safe. So planning that, going out with another person first. Second, when you get to a shopping destination, wherever that may be. If you're like me, I always plan to go in the non-peak hours because sometimes I don't have a lot of patience when I get to some of these stores. I don't like standing in lines. I know some people don't mind it, but I know my favorite time to shop is 4 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
But you have to know that if you're going during December, Black Friday, after Black Friday, you're going to face huge crowds out there. And planning your trip to get yourself ready is a key maybe to your sanity and keeping yourself safe.
What about when you're in a store, shopping mall, it's busy, you don't really think people are watching you from a distance. Does having cash or flashing cash around, does it make you more of a target, less of a target? How does that work?
Well, let's talk about the cash and the credit cards and all that first. If you are going to go out, try not to take all of your credit cards. Try not to take all of your debit cards, because what if you do lose your wallet? What if it does get stolen and now you've lost everything that you have? Try to just carry with you what you need. Many thieves are looking for crimes of opportunity. They're looking for the person with their head buried in their phone. They're looking for the person with their hands full with all their bags. They're looking for the person that opens up their wallet and shows that they have lots of money in there, and they're just not paying attention. So these criminals of opportunity, when they see this, they act upon it. But criminals are usually less ambitious to go after people that are just paying attention, that are aware of their surroundings, and making sure that they're making safe decisions.
What about the holiday shopping bags? I know sometimes I go to a mall, I buy too much, it gets too much for me to hold, and I think I have no choice but to go drop this off in the car and come back in for something. I try to cover it, but I don't know. Is that even smart to do?
Once again, you have to balance your risk versus reward. We're always trying to promote our lock, take, hide program. First, you got to lock your car. You got to roll your windows up. Thieves are looking for unlocked doors and windows that are down. Take valuables with you wherever you're going and hide in a worst case scenario. If you have a trunk to your vehicle, try to put those items in the trunk. If you have an SUV, try to cover them up with a blanket or whatever it is, so when the criminals are driving through the parking lots or they're looking inside vehicles, don't make yourself a target. The other thing that I would suggest on that is save your big ticket items for the end of your shopping trip. Don't go into the store and buy a 80-inch TV, stuff it in the back of your truck, and then walk back in and buy some clothes. Buy your clothes first, go buy your high dollar items at the end, so that as soon as you're done buying those high dollar items, you go back home and secure those things at your house instead of in your vehicle.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. And since you mentioned the house, I mean, a lot of people are doing online shopping and they like to have those goods delivered straight to their front door rather than dealing with the crowds. I do know
One of my favorite ways to shop.
I'm an Amazon fanatic, so, that's one of my favorite ways to shop. And I get the Amazon guy, he knows me by name. So I would assume that people would say, oh, she works, she gets boxes all the time, or XYZ. What can you do to maybe prevent those door thieves?
Well, there's a few steps you can take. First is if you can schedule it for a time that you're home, obviously you'll be there when the doorbell rings and you can take those things inside. Do you have a trusted neighbor or a trusted friend that when they see a package at your door, they can swing by, pick that up, and keep it in their house until you get home? There are lock boxes where Amazon can place your packages inside the lock boxes and secure them on your doorstep. Nothing is going to prevent crime 100%.
Right.
However, if you take small steps to not make yourself that target of opportunity, it's going to be a little harder for them to make you a victim.
I'm just curious, the doorbells, like the Ring doorbell, do those help deter criminals? They do.
Well, they help solve crime. I can assure
Okay.
you of that. But think about it. In a lot of these circumstances, whether you're in the parking lot, whether you are driving, or at your house, what makes you an easy victim? Put yourself in the shoes of a criminal and say, hey, if I'm going to be a package thief and I see this house over here with no cameras, no drop box, and no neighbors paying attention, and then I see your house over there, you got the nosy neighbor. The nosy neighbor is the best piece of prevention you have.
Right.
You can clearly see security cameras over there, and you can clearly see a drop box. And there's a vehicle in the driveway, so they may think you're home. Which house do you want to steal packages
Right.
from? So make yourself the most difficult target possible, and you're going to prevent a lot of problems.
My last question for you, Lieutenant, what are you all doing as a department to help protect the public during the holiday season?
So over at Metro, along with our partners over at Henderson and North Las Vegas, we recognize that the retail theft type of crimes, robberies, larcenies, auto burglaries are going to increase at this time of year, especially with the start of the Black Friday week and into the holiday season, because there's just so many more people out there carrying cash with their heads buried in their phones.
Right.
We are partnering with our sister agencies to combat this type of crime at this time of year. Each area command is in charge of their retail centers in their area command, and they have pre-designated patrol units, marked patrol units that are assigned to patrol specifically these areas.
Okay.
We also have a lot of plainclothes or undercover officers going through these parking lots and just watching for suspicious situations.
Really?
Yes, so
Okay.
they'll be out there. You won't know which car is a police car, an undercover police car, but if you start committing crime or looking suspicious, they'll contact you and they'll deal with it that way. We also have our mobile cameras deployed throughout the retail centers, and you're not going to see every mobile camera, but we work in partnership with our retail centers to help use their surveillance systems along with our overt surveillance systems to monitor these parking lots. And we have real-time monitoring of these cameras, and we're able to deploy police officers to these locations as soon as someone monitoring those cameras can get out there and get it taken care of.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I appreciate it.
Got it.
All right, we will be back with a look at those viral videos you're loving.
Papa!
Okay, guys, we have a lot of great viral videos to show you this week. First off, let's start with Jen's pick. And here's this one. What not to do when northbound lanes on I-15 are closed. Sneak on the freeway and think you can get by. These 3 cars weren't quick enough, all getting tickets. So you can kind of see they're trying to sneak by the emergency vehicles. I mean, really? This is happening? Jen, why did you like this one?
I thought it was crazy this morning. The 15 was shut down. There was a fatal accident there. I mean, that's really craziness. The reporters were walking on the freeway, which I just think is insane. I mean, it's the busiest freeway in the state, especially in the corridor right there before you get to the Spaghetti Bowl. And then it's just so interesting that we always catch people on camera doing those crazy things.
Next, we don't discriminate here on Trending Vegas, so all of you sport lovers out there, this is for you. Compliments of Jace. Luka, oh gosh, gets the step back to go over LeBron. I know that Jace is really excited about this. Jace, you want to do some commentary over this?
His nickname is Wonder Boy. He's the story of the NBA this year. He's the MVP front runner on the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, and he beat the Lakers. They got LeBron, they got Anthony Davis, but they got a loss from Luka.
And he got a little step back over LeBron, which cannot be ignored. My question is, what's going on with the Mavs uniforms there?
They're ugly. They're about as ugly as LeBron's hairline.
I mean, it's just, those are bad uniforms. Okay, guys, now let's go to my pick, which will get you right here in the heart. A boy who is colorblind got to see color for the first time. This is so beautiful. Here it is.
All yours. Okay, they're all yours. Let's see what it does.
So he looks around at first and he's smiling, but then the emotion gets to him.
Look pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, I can't even handle this.
Always try to make us cry.
I almost picked this one.
Really?
I did, yeah. It came up in my feed and I was like, that's powerful.
I mean, it's just so sweet. The principal, according to the tweet, is also colorblind, so brought in the glasses so that the child could experience color. And these colorblind videos where they get to see color for the first time, they are just always amazing in my book. Okay, we are going to end on a happy note, and this is Shane. Shane wins the award for coolest best viral video this week. You didn't know we were giving awards, but we were, so congratulations, Shane.
I'll accept it.
This one is on Twitter, but originates from TikTok, which we got to get on TikTok, guys. We got to get on this, but here's a look.
Let's move out. Fire in the hole.
I just love it. These are so creative, and I've recently been getting on TikTok more and more. It's really amazing, the creativity on there. Shane, why'd you pick this one?
Well, one, I love Christmas, and so the idea of throwing a Christmas bomb is just something I wish was real life. But TikTok just continues to be a really inspirational and innovative space. You've got 15 seconds to tell a story. The bar of entry is really low. If you want to make a 5-minute YouTube video, that takes a lot more resources, a lot more time. But any kid with a phone can make these videos. They're all the TikTok videos are basically like 2-act structure. There's a setup and a payoff. It's very short to tell a joke, to tell a story. So they're really honing and refining these messages that impact you really quickly. And unlike long-form content, you think you're just going to watch one because it's only 15 seconds and then you're there for an hour. So
yeah, you get sucked in.
Yeah, you get sucked in, and it's great, fun stuff.
All right. Well, if you think he's lying about how much he loves Christmas, you'd be wrong, because we exchange Christmas playlists all the time.
In October.
In October we start. All right, guys, thank you guys for being here, and thank you at home for watching. Remember, you can get in on the conversation. Just follow us at City of Las Vegas and use the hashtag TrendingVegas. You can also find us on YouTube, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next time.